The Orphan Girl and the Talking Bird. This African story is presented by African Folktales King. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a young girl named Nkem. Nkem was an orphan who had lost her parents at a very tender age. Her parents had been known for their kindness and generosity, but fate was cruel, leaving Nkem to grow up in the house of her wicked stepmother, Adeku. Adeku treated Nkem like a servant. She made her wake up before the rooster crowed, work tirelessly in the fields, and eat the scraps left from her table. Nkem endured the mistreatment with a heavy heart but held on to her parents' teachings, always be kind, and the world will one day be kind to you. The strange encounter in the forest. One fateful morning, Adeku sent Nkem deep into the forest to fetch firewood, warning her not to return until her basket was full. The forest was dense and ominous, but Nkem had no choice. As she wandered farther than she ever had before, she stumbled upon a dazzling bird perched on a low tree branch. The bird was unlike any other she had seen, its feathers shimmered with colors that danced like flames in the sunlight. But what truly stunned Nkem was when the bird spoke. "Why do you look so sad, young one?" the bird asked in a voice as clear as a flute. Nkem blinked, unsure if her mind was playing tricks on her. You can talk." "Yes," said the bird, tilting its head. "And I can listen. Tell me your troubles." Nkem poured out her heart, sharing the pain of losing her parents, the cruelty of her stepmother, and the loneliness she felt every day. The bird listened patiently and then said, "Do not weep, Nkem. Kindness is a treasure that always finds its way back. I will help you, but you must trust me." The magical gift. The bird instructed Nkem to pluck a feather from its wing. Though hesitant, she obeyed. As soon as she held the feather, it transformed into a golden flute. "This flute is special," the bird explained. "When you play it, your heart's desires will come to life. But remember, it only works for those with pure intentions." Overwhelmed with gratitude, Nkem bowed deeply. "Thank you, kind bird. I will never forget this gift." The test of greed. When Nkem returned home with her basket of firewood, she hid the golden flute. She feared what Adeku would do if she found it. But that night, after everyone was asleep, Nkem played a soft tune on the flute, wishing for a small meal. To her astonishment, a table appeared before her, laden with the most delicious food she had ever seen. For weeks, Nkem used the flute quietly, wishing for simple things: food, clean clothes, and tools to ease her work. But one day, Adeku noticed that Nkem was no longer as thin and ragged as before. Suspicious, she spied on the girl and discovered the magical flute. Consumed by greed, Adeku snatched the flute from Nkem while she was sleeping. The next morning, she played it and demanded, "Give me a palace filled with gold." The flute obeyed, creating a magnificent palace that sparkled under the sun. But Adeku's greed knew no bounds. She kept making wishes: more gold, more jewels, more luxuries. The bird's warning. The talking bird soon appeared at the palace, perched on a grand window. "Beware, Adeku," it said. "The flute was not meant for greed. If you continue, it will destroy everything." But Adeku laughed. "Who are you to tell me what I can or cannot do? Leave before I pluck your feathers." The bird gave Nkem a sorrowful look before flying away. Nkem, who had been locked in a small room by Adeku, prayed silently for the bird to help her once more. The downfall. Adeku's greed grew worse by the day. She wished for mountains of treasure, causing the palace to grow heavier and heavier. One fateful evening, as she made another selfish wish, the palace began to shake violently. The walls cracked, the golden treasures turned to dust, and everything Adeku had wished for vanished into thin air. As the palace crumbled, the bird swooped in and carried Nkem away to safety. A new beginning. The bird led Nkem to a peaceful village far from her torment. There, she discovered a cottage filled with everything she needed to live comfortably. The bird perched on her shoulder and said, "This is your reward for your kindness and pure heart. Remember, the greatest treasure is not gold or jewels, but love and goodness." Nkem lived a happy and fulfilling life, helping others in need and spreading the lessons she had learned. And as for the bird, it visited her often, bringing tales of those who had learned the hard way that greed never pays. The moral of the story: The tale of Nkem and the talking bird reminds us that kindness, patience, and a pure heart will always triumph over greed and selfishness. True riches come from within. What happened to Adiku? Back in the ruined village, Adiku was left with nothing but regret. The once proud stepmother now wandered the streets, humbled and destitute. She sought out Nkem, hoping for forgiveness, but Nkem had already started a new life far away. One day, as Adiku sat under a tree, a shadow fell over her. It was the talking bird. "You have learned your lesson," the bird said, its voice calm but firm. "Greed destroys, but repentance can heal." Adiku wept bitterly and begged for a second chance. The bird, seeing sincerity in her tears, told her, "True redemption lies in helping others. If you dedicate your life to kindness, you may yet find peace." Adiku heeded the bird's advice and began aiding the less fortunate in the village. Though she never regained her wealth, she found solace in serving others and slowly earned back the respect of those she had wronged. Nkem's growing legacy. In her new home, Nkem became beloved by the villagers. She started teaching children the importance of kindness, honesty, and hard work. Her story spread far and wide, inspiring others to act selflessly. The magical flute, now kept in a small box, remained a reminder of her journey. Nkem rarely used it, for she had learned that true happiness came from the love and community she had built, not from material possessions. One day, the bird visited her again and said, "Nkem, your story will be told for generations. You are proof that even in the darkest times, light will find those who remain kind and patient." A tale for the ages, and so, the story of Nkem and the talking bird became a legend passed down from elders to children across the land. It was told by firesides, in schools, and in marketplaces, always ending with the same message: kindness is a treasure that no one can take from you. Use it wisely, and the world will reward you. Nkem lived a long and fulfilling life, surrounded by the love she had given to others. As for the bird, it continued its journey, seeking those in need of its wisdom, always on the lookout for the next pure heart to help. The return of the talking bird. Years passed, and Nkem grew old, her hair silver like moonlight. She became known as the wise elder of her village, always ready to share her tales and guide those who sought her wisdom. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, Nkem heard the familiar sound of wings flapping outside her window. The talking bird had returned, looking as vibrant as ever, its feathers shimmering with a mysterious glow. "Nkem," the bird said, "your story has inspired many, but the world still needs more like you. I have one final gift for you before I leave." The bird plucked a single feather from its wing, and as it handed it to her, the feather transformed into a beautiful quill pen. "This pen," the bird explained, "has the power to write stories that will touch hearts and change lives. Use it to share your lessons with the world, so your wisdom may live on even when you are gone." Tears filled Nkem's eyes as she took the quill. "Thank you, dear friend. I will honor this gift." The legacy lives on. From that day, Nkem began writing her stories, filling pages with lessons of kindness, patience, and the consequences of greed. Her words traveled far and wide, reaching people in distant lands. Children grew up hearing her tales, and elders shared them in gatherings, keeping Nkem's legacy alive. The quill pen never ran out of ink, and it seemed to glow faintly, as if infused with the spirit of the magical bird. Whenever someone read Nkem's stories, they felt a spark of hope and a reminder of the power of kindness. A final farewell. One quiet night, as Nkem sat by the fire with her latest story in hand, she felt a gentle breeze, though her windows were closed. She looked up to see the bird perched on her windowsill one last time. "It is time for me to leave this world, Nkem," the bird said softly. "But do not grieve. You have carried out your purpose beautifully. The seeds of kindness you've planted will grow into forests that shelter generations to come." With that, the bird spread its wings and soared into the night sky, disappearing among the stars. Nkem watched it go, her heart full of gratitude and peace. The endless tale. Though Nkem eventually passed away, her stories lived on, becoming a part of the culture and heritage of the land. To this day, people say that on quiet nights, you might hear the faint song of the talking bird, whispering wisdom to those who listen. And so, the tale of Nkem and the talking bird continues to inspire, reminding us all that kindness, humility, and pure intentions are treasures far greater than gold. Call to action: did you enjoy this tale? Don't forget to like and share this story with friends and family. Subscribe to African Folktales King for more heartwarming and suspenseful stories that celebrate the beauty of African culture and values.